Cole, what have you seen so far from the Kansas wide receiver core?
Yeah, I haven't watched as much film as obviously will by the end of the week, but a couple very talented guys, lengthy, very good athletes who can roll, really good catch radius, and a quarterback who will put it on them. So definitely a great challenge this week.
How important do you feel like those road games were for chemistry and just for like getting to know each other in that defense, considering how loud it can get?
Yeah, I think having an offense who's operating at their best because of no crowd noise is always a good challenge. So being able to execute without the crowd behind us was awesome, and I think it's really going to help us out this week, especially with some fans getting after it and being loud and hopefully disrupting their tempo a little bit.
Their quarterback Daniels hasn't utilized his legs as much as in the past this season, but obviously you expect him probably to go to that a little bit more as games get tighter. What do you expect to see from a guy like him that can get outside the pocket and make plays happen?
I mean, he's got 240 yards rushing in 5 games or 6 games, which is it's a lot of yards for a quarterback. So I would say he's definitely still utilized his legs, but his ability to escape the pocket and still keep his eyes downfield is a huge threat to defenses, making sure that we stay in coverage and plaster. But yeah, when he escapes the pocket, we got to make sure that we rally well and don't give him any extra yards. But yeah, he's a great athlete.
Coach talked about yesterday about the importance of the fans and making noise when the defense comes out. How does it feel for you when the fans are at a different level than normal?
I mean, I think it's crucial to be in an elite home defense is to have a crowd behind you who's rowdy. When the fans can get loud and disrupt what the offense is doing, you can't ask for much better than that. If we can get them into 1st and 15 just because of how good our crowd is, it's going to give us a huge advantage at home games, because then you're going to get our DNs and everybody, they have more freedom because it's not 1st and 10. They got extra 5 yards, and then hopefully we can do a 2nd and long, and right after that 3rd and long, and then we can really open up the whole playbook for Coach Wood, which is elite. So if we can get the fans to be rowdy, it's going to help this defense out a ton.
This team hasn't shown the ceiling that it can possibly hit yet. What do you feel that the defense has to do to get to a different level?
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing at a really high level. All we have to do is to continue to work on eliminating the explosives. Both the touchdowns that we have given up have been derivative of an explosive on that drive. So we just have to keep making sure that we force the opposing teams to drive the whole field, and it's going to be really hard for them.
I guess backtracking to how to stop a mobile quarterback, how has Dampier in Utah kind of helped you guys prepare for the threat that Jalen Daniels is when he uses his legs?
Yeah, I think for us in the back end, Dampier was really, really good at extending plays. It's going to be the same thing this week. We're going to have to be ready to get on receivers and have really good eyes throughout the entirety of the play, because he can put the ball anywhere off any platform, so we're going to have to be ready at any moment.
How much time do you guys spend on their pre-snap movements, and how difficult is it to prepare for a team that does so much of that?
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge part of this week. They either do shifts or motions on probably 80 to 90% of plays. So it's gonna be a big part of our game plan. But ultimately, it's got to be us communicating. So every single day in practice, we're going to be working on our communication, our nonverbals, because hopefully that crowd's really loud and we can't hear each other. So hopefully we can get our nonverbals down, and we're going to have to practice communicating at a really high level this week, make sure all 11 guys are on the same page, which is really, really important when you have a offense that can hurt you.
You talk about offenses struggling with the noise. I never really thought about the defensive side. With you and Coach Wood said the same thing yesterday about having to communicate so much. Have you had to deal with that as much other than on 3rd downs?
This year, we haven't. Luckily, we've had really good game prep in throughout spring ball. They had the music cranked so loud a couple times where I don't think I could hear much after practice. So I think that level of preparation is going to be huge going into this week, as well as Coach Wood does a good job of holding signals, not giving us a signal until right before the play in practice, which really stresses us out in practice, makes games easier, which is really, really helpful come game time. But we haven't probably had to utilize them as much as we probably will this week, because I know our fans are going to get after them. this week.
Just going back to, you've already faced running quarterback in Dampier. How much time are you spending going back into that Utah film and looking at what worked well and trying to game plan for this week?
I'm gonna be honest, probably none. I think he has his own flair. He's similar in their ability to run, but he has different tendencies in his level of threats as well as who he is as a player. So I think our best preparation is going to be watching him and seeing what teams have done well to contain him. But I mean, ultimately, we know what we have to do. We have to, in the back end, we have to stand our guys. In the front end, they have to make sure they're not allowing rush lanes for him to step up into the pocket.
This game, this team's they're debuting these historic uniforms and all that. You in your first year here at Tech, what does it mean just to put that uniform on? Just through its history. I
think it really reflects on the amount of history that Tech has. And how much pride has gone into this program. So to be able to wear these throwback uniforms, I mean, the 100-year uniforms is something really special, especially for a lot of us coming into what feels like something completely new, and being able to recognize how much power the Double T has behind it and the historical impact it has.
All right, thanks, Cole.
All right, thank you, guys.